Did you know that 1 in 3 American seniors now suffers from some type of dementia, robbing them of precious memories and closing them off from the outside world? Deer in Headlines author Gery Deer is here to share his personal experiences with how some music seems to shine a light through the darkness of this terrible, terrible disease. So you really do have some personal things that
Yes.
you have seen and read and heard and written about. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, I originally thought it was just something that I noticed in my mother when we were caring for her before she passed away from Alzheimer's. And it was her reacting to the music that my family band played every week. And we would take her to shows and everything, and one day I caught sight of her toe tapping. And she was pretty incommunicative. She didn't really talk on her own. You'd have to do something to get a response from her. And the music seemed to just get right through that.
Wow.
And it wasn't just us. We would take her somewhere and there'd be another band after us, and you would see some kind of response. And not long ago, a friend of mine put me on to this documentary called Alive Inside that was done based on a social worker who started putting iPods and earbuds on the patients of dementia, and they're reacting to it, like, amazingly. And they were withdrawn and closed off and everything, and now all of a sudden their eyes are lighting up and they're having all these reactions to it.
So, and it seems like you were mentioning that some of the music you can actually put from their decade, times when they were growing up, that music that really speaks to them as opposed to the newer things that can really help.
Right. The important thing is to use music that they know from their history. I think our family's music, there we are, I think our family's music was so ingrained in her that it was easily responsive.
Sure.
She recognized it, and we were playing things that she knew when she was growing up as well. So
what types of things were you playing, if you don't mind my
asking?
asking?
Old country music, bluegrass, gospel pieces, things from the Statler Brothers. That's what she really enjoyed. And because it was us, she created the environment, the look of those uniforms you see on the screen there. That was all her idea. So it was so ingrained. We don't realize that apparently music, if I understand this correctly, is kept in a different part of the brain than language and other skills. So the dementia is not reaching that and not destroying those links, and it's coming out when you play the music.
Wow. And you have an article, actually, that you've written about this subject.
I have Deer in Headlines as our weekly column. It's in a lot of the papers around here, including the Xenia Daily Gazette. But we talk about the whole detail. You can get it online at deerinheadlines.com, and we've got links to the video, to the documentary trailer, and also the Music and Memory Project, which is the social worker's effort to get iPods out into the system. And hopefully people have a playlist and you can get your family member to respond.
So if you do have iPods, that's a really great thing to consider. And if you don't have one, something to consider getting for an elderly person in your family that might suffer from this.
Right, and of course you'll have to help them operate it, because most of the time they don't have those skills anymore. But just iPods, go to live performances, and when they react, be ready to interact with them, because you may not get another chance. That's the thing I really noticed. She would respond to us right away when the music was playing and she was interacting with us that we didn't get before. And using music from their life just brings them alive. It's really fascinating to watch.
That is fascinating. Thank you, Gery, for this great. And thanks for showing the pictures. That's personal for you.
Sure.
So
Thanks.
thank you.
She would have loved it.
All right.